Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me, Polina here, and we are talking about, I am talking about you and me connecting over December 2023. It is going to be mostly a Sagittarian time, and it is going to all come to an end, right? Well, not so much. If you do not know yet, I don't celebrate New Year's at the end of December and start of Jan. I don't do that stuff, the Christmas stuff also. I'm going to not speak about this in this particular video, but there is going to be a video coming up for the solstice, and it's going to have all the information within that. So what can I offer you today? I do have a new book. I'm definitely proud of this little book. It is in the caption section below. It is the book for 2024, and it talks about everything, everything, everything and nothing. It talks about the whole thing. And it is 300 pages long, and it is available in physical and digital copies. And if you would like a heavily discounted copy, message me and I will hook you up. So let's talk about this particular December and what is going on. So what is going to end? I feel that there are going to be definitely hopes and dreams ending this time. It's not a necessary ending. If you have yourself all kind of chiseled out, thinking this is going to be the end, this is the end of the year. A lot of people have that kind of psychology coming up to Sagittarius already. They already know, oh my gosh, it's been already, wow, 31st of October, Halloween has passed, and now we are definitely in the end. And I definitely see you. I got the memo. I got this. But in a sense, there's not going to be anything but a strengthening. So sometimes, you wonder why in our society we're afraid of old age, blah, blah, blah. And partially because we don't respect this time of the year. It isn't the end, it is only the last phase. If you can imagine, this is um, synonymous with an older body or an older person. So, in a sense, we are walking into the time of the sage, Sagittarius. We are looking at the last, I suppose, few years of glory that people sometimes have right before they retire. Capricorn is that hard worker that really makes a great impression and does the best that they can. We are also ending this month on the MC, this crossover between Sagittarius and Capricorn, and to a degree it is just about this sort of like state of glory or state of commemoration. And yes, we are talking legacy. And some people are really freaked out by all that stuff because it's a little bit too dense, so they just want to chop it there. It's like, well, this is the end of the year, okay, I'm not participating with anything, I'm going to take an early leave, but I'm going to forget about it all. So the whole thing basically is not very robust. So the year ends on an awkward note for a lot of people, and it brings more awkwardness into the next year. And with also the celebration of Saturnalia. Oh, what is that freaky word? Saturnalia. Saturnalia, which is the Roman, I suppose, holiday that we still, I suppose, take care of in our society. I don't want to go there. I will go there on the 21st of December. For the 21st of December, I will be posting a special video for this time and how to address it and how to understand it within your mind. So what do we have today? Today we have a conjunction of Sun and Mars together. Sagittarius should really burn off a lot of calories. Sagittarius is a great time to lose weight, get light, get edgy, get angry, get fearless. It is very, very nice to go outside and do something fun. Really beautiful time for the outdoors. Very good to skip past the previous thought patterns. The thought patterns and the drudgery was and is now left in Scorpio. So Scorpio is done. We are not in Scorpio anymore. So I do understand Rabbit Year is famous for the dark night of the soul, and some people would have questioned a lot. Who am I? Where am I? Why did my dreams not come true? Why am I still here? And yes, we are definitely going into the epic year of the dragon. So the dragon year is a delightful time. It is a time of extremes and an extension of yourself out into the open. This is the most extroverted and gallant year. It is also the most classic year to do something incredibly ambitious and to be the hero. A lot of us are already kind of feeling that, and I'm seeing that a lot of people are going into the dragon year rabbit year overlap with a little bit of pretentiousness, and they're really trying to make it. They're trying to make a classic impression on other people. They are willing to change. They want to be more remembered by other people as well. They want to be more resound, or they want to be stronger, tougher, better looking, wealthier, more creative than they are. Success is in the air, and successful people are also coming through, and they're just like, yeah, bam, I'm successful. They're just like that. They are not needing to put on the mask. They don't need to put on the show. They don't have to tiptoe around one another. But there are a lot of very also aggressive and fiery people, and also kind of emotionally unadjusted people. And they're wanting more than they can chew. And they're also wishing for another person or another power to justify them. Hey, don't you think I'm important? Yeah, yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, don't you think I'm doing good? Yes. So sometimes conversations can take that turn if you are asking for forgiveness unconsciously, or if you are asking for some kind of resonance from another person. That is going to have to go. I mean, like, I am sure that a lot of people don't necessarily think so. It's like, yeah, a person is coming to you as if an impoverished person asking for acceptance. Sometimes you will see people fishing for compliments during this time, or asking, like, how do I look? Like, do you like this? Is this looking good on me? Like, they're kind of wanting another person to affirm them and to confirm also sometimes their greatest fears and their greatest losses as well. So it is not the time to ask somebody else, am I doing well? Do I fit in? Is this okay? It is a bad, hard time for certain people also not knowing that they're fine, and wishing to sometimes abort mission and throw everything away when they're actually doing pretty good. There are lots of us doing okay. There are lots of things that are exactly as they should have been, and they're in the right place. And then a lot of these other thoughts and actions and fears and feelings can actually be coming from another place. Like, say, I've spent 4 or 5 hours on the internet looking at other people, comparing my figure or comparing my view in the world with another person. And then here I am, not really sure of who I should have been. Could have, should have, would have been. So sometimes also people remember their past. And this time is kind of over now, but it's still lingering, like people wanting to be that beautiful girl they were back in high school, people wanting to take the bull by the horns that they should have really taken, could have, would have, should have done, maybe some 20 years ago. So, like, that's the thing, some slipped away motion is happening to us underneath all of this. So there are some lucky people that are going to get it all going and all right. And then there's some not so lucky people that are still kind of searching in amongst, in between. They are looking for another person to affirm them and make them feel comfortable. Very easy for people to be looking for another partner, for example, when they already have a partner. Very easy for people to be looking for money outside of what they've got naturally in their bank account. People trying to scheme one another, people trying to steal money, also steal each other's energy or potential, trying to take somebody else's ideas, try to take somebody else's, I don't know, intellectual property and such. And there's a lot of us like trying not to tell. And this is an interesting phenomenon. I'm experiencing also some of that. It's like trying not to tell. It's like you've already got something good cooking, trying not to tell. So there are going to be also people retaining energy, retaining property, abstaining from outside world, abstaining from arguments, not wanting to be witnessed and not wanting to be part of that world that they were kind of sucked into before. And yeah, there's also a lot of very big cuts, like no, like no, I'm not doing this again. So there are lots of us also accepting and realizing that in a big way that this is not going to be easy, and in some cases it's already done. So you're thinking, I should really cut that process, I should really cut that out of my life, and you've already done it. You already did it probably some 7 or 8 months ago. It's just that it is just coming to your knowledge and to your psyche. Whoa, I've already done it. So for example, being balancing things out for a long time, trying so hard to understand, and now, wow, look, this is already cut. So the surgical innovation, surgical feeling in rabbit, that's already kind of come to an end. And there's a very, very interesting story. Like, rabbit is shedding fur in a way, and underneath are these scales of the dragon. Wow, that's really graphic. But you see, like, people are going on, like people are going off. It's just that they don't know that they are. And the worst thing that you can do now is step outside of the reality that you're in and saying, no, 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 I'm going over there. You can't be skittish. So basically, all of this brawn, all this might, all this potential, all this energy has already become in the rabbit here. So maybe for the last 4 or 5 months or so, you've already sculpted yourself into who you are going to be later on in your life. You've already kind of claimed your space. You've already gotten pretty sturdy or pretty awesome at things. It is just now we don't want to know. And this is like where rabbit here is really hard in terms of, yeah, understanding how to do things now. No, 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 I'm not keeping this. I know I did this, but I don't want to do it again. I don't know. So this is when we get regretful, we get jealous of other people, very likely. We get mad at other people getting what we don't have. We're looking around like this, like, what is the legacy you're leaving behind? How are other people doing? Like, what is the type of money other people are making? What is the type of tribe other people are in? And then there are certain souls that are like, nah, I have no idea why I even thought that for a second. We have to get rid of the junk and the garbage and come back to that streamlined feeling. If you can imagine, Dragon is like a streamlined sports car. It is like the best made vehicle in the world. This is like the most streamlined, beautifully made, ergonomic, and efficient vehicle. And rabbits sometimes, I'm not telling you off if you are like that at the moment. It is a little bit crowded. It can be more into comfort. Sometimes, yeah, I did say we need some padding. It's like in Oxia 2021, we needed some padding. We needed some help. We needed some protection. We needed some stuff. We needed some noise. Then Tiger 2022 ripped it all open. And then Rabbit was kind of trying to find another cozy place to be in. Then, yeah, here we have a dragon year coming. So we have to be quite resourceful and we have to be quite spot on. But sometimes you'd be surprised. This is like having it all on your person. If you can imagine, everything's already in your luggage. It's all on your person. So anything and everything that you've been and you've come out to be is already being packaged up. And there's some phenomenal truths, as Sagittarius is a very frank time of the year, phenomenal truths that we carry with us, and faiths as well, that we carry with us on our person. So the DNA has already been adjusted. We have noticed the malfunctions. We have noticed things that we needed to take out. We've noticed things that we didn't want to say anymore. We noticed bad behavior. We noticed dizzy spells, sadness. We noticed a lot about ourselves and sometimes just about other people. And maybe also their judgment has helped us get to know who we are. Look at this. So crazy. Yeah, okay, like let's just adjust it. No, it's too late. It's too late, you guys. It's too late. Okay. So we know. And the thing basically here is to be a little bit absolute about things. Sometimes you get a glimpse, like way too far to the video to help yourself. Never mind. So like this is kind of like a metaphor for the time we're living today. So in a sense, we have to be exact and do it exact as it is. We have to just count what we have and also recognize which we do not have. And most things have already been kind of organized. Things have been pre-prepared. You'd be actually surprised as to how ergonomic and wise life is and how clear is the path from here on. If you look around, if you just take a little whiff of the atmosphere, if you just get a glimpse or get a glance at how things have been going, and what they are now today, maybe within all of this, maybe even if there's just like garbage and just like stuff laying around, or you're just really confused in your life, even if you are super, super like tired and wound up and nothing, like even if you are in chaos to a degree, or you feel that you're still messy or still you don't have a resolution, you haven't resolved yourself in the last few months or even few years, there is a phenomenal way that life has already kind of tricked you into leaving that which you were and walking into the next realm. So Scorpio was a huge detox for some people. Definitely was for me. And I do definitely get it. Like, not a lot of people really see it today, but there are some people that have gotten very, very conscious and pure, and all that rabbit had to give was youth, vitality, detoxification, straightening things out, seeing things right and wrong, seeing right from wrong, husk from grain, recognizing what it is that makes sense and what will be with you later. It's like packing of a bag. Like all of Rabbit was just basically carefully reducing shadow and allowing it to sort of like boil over into different events, trying to secretly alchemize, even though it looked really safe and really kind of polite on the surface, it was kind of about secretly alchemizing a better path and a better plan. And here we have, for most people in the world, probably a real obvious chance to really crazily improve your life. But you see, it has to be about you. It has to be yours. It has to be your choice. It is not about another person's thinking pattern. It's not about what's cool these days. It's not about kind of like, hey guys, can I come with you? Can I fit in over here? That's a no-no during this time. This is when people just say no, no. And some of the time that is correct. So we have to get our own bearings. So you have to fund your own story. You have to speak your own language. You have to do your own thing, have your own courage. You have to have your own self-respect. You have your own financial situation or position in life. You have to have your own strength to be able to grow. And only from your own, from yours, like what is yours? You know, your home, your country, your future, your idea, maybe also your rebellion or your sensitivity. Maybe even from your fears comes out, comes out this really, really good for you, good feeling and good looking reality. It's like nothing's wrong. So this is when basically Sag can cross out almost anything you had in your life, but you have to know when you have to go. So for example, you are at the intersection, there's lots of traffic lights and they're all for different lanes. You just have to go when it's your lane. So you don't look over there and go when it's their lane going. That could cause an accident, that could cause a collision. So you don't want to like basically cause any harm to yourself or other people. It's more like appropriate, I guess, to also speak about this MC illumination. You need to be in your own lane. You need to understand what you trust. You have to create not necessarily a better, more concise version of you or better comprised version of you. It's not about being a better you. It's just about seeing when you have these moments. I get it. Illumination happens really quick and we all want it to work. Now this is the hard energy. This is the hard energy. Okay, this is hard. This is about freight. This is about logistics. This is about A to B. This is about what is going to make this thing go. So this is like looking at a car, a beautifully sculpted car, beautifully presented vehicle. Now, this is not just about the outside. Is the engine good enough? Is the hookup good? Like, is everything going on? Like, does this actually work? Will this actually zoom into the future? So this is where the more dreamy, the more curious and creative people are going to have a freaking hard time, because what this month is going to do is it's going to present you maybe a business that's like, this is how you do it. Now, here is your wake-up call. And the wake-up call is really, really harsh. It's like, you got to get some business cards done. Oh, gosh. You got to market on the internet. Oh, gosh. You got to make friends with this person that's going to market it for you otherwise. Look. How are you going to do it? Now, here's the logistics. And sometimes it's really hard. And it's also very hard to understand us, the creatives, because we don't want to see it. We want to feel like we are invincible. And sometimes we want to feel that the universe is speaking through us. And for a lot of people, Scorpio left us with that feeling. It's like, if this, I'm going to be the universe is speaking to me. I am more than this. I am more than my trauma. I am more than this. I'm more than this. And this can lead to a lot of drama. So basically the main thing is to get really good at things and to not be karmic. So this is like about packaging, freight. This is about knowing how to move things about, knowing how to make contacts, knowing how to, like, say, make a sale online, having a really good website. This is about the infrastructure of your world, and not everybody is great at it. So this is maybe to do with not being trained in it. So if you were trained to be this kind of like ephemeral sort of like emotional person, it's very, very hard. Also, like for me, for example, having certain training early in years to understand like how the world works, and a lot of people don't get it. So this is about business, about finance, about doing your accounts. It's about handing in your homework on time and being strict and rigid. And we have it now. So here is a plan. So you have to do this, 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 and this to make it work. So you already have your insides. So like your inner world is already nourished. The feelings inside are already clear. Probably you have already grown and become this lush version of yourself. And maybe a lot of your natural ability is now seen, or a lot of your natural pizzazz, or your natural self-esteem is now golden. But here we have to go through a door, and we have to go sometimes pretty quick. And this is the unfortunate thing about this month. If you don't get that sale now, you will not get it tomorrow. If you respond to this email late, you will not get what this email was offering. If you do it too late, or if you do it too soon. So you have to basically, in a sense, be prepared. If you can imagine, you're just standing there with your backpack, maybe your laptop, whatever you're attached to, your credit card, I don't know, like your friends on your phone, whatever. You're standing there in this vast field, and these events happen like this. They are very, very quantic, very quick things. Very quick thinking is needed for some people. So what I mean is, like, for example, you are listening to somebody talking and they give you a cue or a clue, and within that particular little split second of what they're saying, you understand everything really quick. You understand who they are, what they want from you, and where it's going. Maybe they present you an opportunity, but that opportunity is going to be just here. It's like, hey, do you want to go and have coffee with me? You can't be like, I don't know. And then you're like, hey girls, this guy asked me for a coffee, do I go? Like, the guy's gone, he's gone. So this is kind of like this, like, there are split second manifestations, there are little twinklings. Now this is really exciting. This is exciting for me and other people that enjoy being on the road. If you enjoy the pure exploration of life, and you enjoy sometimes the sequencing that takes too many lives to understand, like, how did this happen to me today? Like, they're very, very lucky moments that can happen. They're very quick gains, it's very, very quick attitudes. You can leave a story behind, like a giant, like almost like uncombustible story behind, by just seeing these little stars and frequencies. And it's like, hey, I'll get you out, look, here's the key, okay, come on, come on, come on. So people breaking each other out, people are doing that already. I've had 3 or so friends break me out of some crazy spells recently. You might be in the mood for it only when you know, okay, sometimes it all counts on this moment. There's a huge amount of concentration and depth that is needed, especially when Mars is here so close to the sun. Concentrated behavior. It's like, yep, you're hearing me? Yep, okay, here's the door, okay, now you can leave. So we are trying to come out of these zones. So these could be moods, this could be situations, these could be debts, these could be financial things, this could be family trouble. It's like, now here's the little key, just walk out of there and pretend that I didn't give you the key. So this is a very interesting way. It's not just sneaky, it's not just about being sneaky. There is a very, fine, I like the word sneaky. There's a very sneaky personality type or adventurous type of person that can sometimes think of something for you that you didn't imagine. But be very aware. Crime is also on the rise. There are a lot of criminals in the story today. So if you are going past a certain plane in which you need to maybe basically be involved with something shady or uncomfortable, let it go, but try to wiggle yourself away. So for example, being partaking in illegal matters, being around illegal places, going where you shouldn't be going, and knowing that you've done something wrong but covering it up, all of that kind of stuff. So also, like, for example, using bad ingredients in your kitchen, like say you go to a restaurant and you're using bad ingredients, or talking to a corrupt person to get your way. Now this is very, very important, like say for example undercover cops, okay, undercover people basically are something that is going to happen as well on the other side. So there's like a little fight going on also in the ether, in the astral. Ta-da! And like there are lots of also energies falling. And I'll say, like, sometimes like a fallen soul, like, oh, I don't have any energy, like being drained of everything right before a dragon. Yeah, okay, this is a little bit mystical and it's a little bit, I suppose, challenging to understand for some people with a very, very skeptical state of mind, including me. Okay, so we're going into the dragon year. This is where your battery should be full. So after sleeping, after caring, after thinking, after fitting in and filling out and designing, redesigning, alchemizing your life and preparing, people get robbed here. So what I mean is people can go into a contract that is a false contract. People can become a part of things that don't matter to them later on in life. People can become bound to something or somebody that has nothing to do with you. So this happens a lot. I've also seen this happen to some of my clients and colleagues and such. When you are so full of energy, when you have everything sorted out, and it's kind of also fancy, it's like you're like presenting your work or you're like showing the world what you have done. And this is also why some of us are like on the down low. We don't want to present just yet who we are to the world. Almost like consciously, it's like also, yep, I can't talk about this. Oh, I'm depressed. I need to go to bed. I need to go. I can't be here. I have to go. It's because there's a lot of leeching, energy leeching, vampirism. So some of the time, some of us that are feeling the more emotional feelings, not necessarily monstrous feelings. Well, dragon is a monster, 2024 is a monster year. It's not necessary. Polina, stop. Just talk about the thing. Okay, let's go there. Okay, we've grown. Rabbit year has helped us wind all of that down, which needed to wind down, and lift up all of that, which needed to lift up. So we have a kind of like reconstructive year. And for some people, it might also be more reconstruction needed if you've been robbed. So, energetically, so for example, if you're walking around showing your wealth, if you are treating yourself insecurely, if you don't have a lot of confidence, also if you're not very balanced, for example, if your hormones or your genes are not very balanced, you don't know who you are in a story, if you don't really see yourself in a story, if you don't think that you've come very far, if you are also pretentious about who you are and who you have to be, people can get cut like a flower, and then that flower sits in a vase and they have their own slightly ironic experience, which is not something that I wish for anybody. So we get kind of, I suppose, sometimes abused. Dragon Year is already bringing themes of abuse and being taken advantage of. Rabbit Year was like that. It wasn't that bad in Rabbit Year. Well, it was, but it would be probably a lot worse in Dragon. Dragon is very, very skeptical, and it's very like also sometimes psychotic when it comes to demands and power. So basically, what I'm saying to you, be very, very kind and grateful for who you are and what you actually have become. The idea is to have hope for every single part of you and part of the reality that you design. So that means having eventually faith, having to cultivate faith within yourself. If you don't have it, if you have not been taught how to feel faith in your family tree, or if you have become faithless during your time, you've become burdened by your life, we will have to do this maybe today, as I'm kind of taking you through this, recultivating a sense of faith and realizing where there is like a fake element of fragility also in other people. For example, recognizing a fake person, fake behavior, fake contracts, fakery. You have to grow out of this. Anything to do with dubious, strange, inorganic behavior, people that are spitting concepts around you that have nothing to do with you, people trying to evade your gaze or evade your stance, people are disrespecting you, or they're imagining you, or they're implanting ideas. So all of that foolishness has to stop. Being prey, like a little tiny dragon, like being eaten by a giant dragon that just wants to eat. So this is like where people have to understand institutions also. That means submitting yourself to something, being underneath, or being kind of like also, yeah, I'll say the word self-flagellating, or like pained about your past, like I don't have any other choice, So we have to grow into very adequate beings and be honest about ourselves. So this is all basically, you just got to be honest and straight up, and nothing can go wrong. You just get it. It's like, yeah, okay, look, I haven't paid a debt. That's honesty. Or like, I've forgotten about this. Or I made a plan and it didn't come true. Or I was respectful of that which wasn't respectful, of me. So it is much greater to be frank and to not necessarily look a fool, although for some people it is necessary. It's just more open and obvious, like, look, you guys, I made a mistake. I didn't know that was going to happen. And then eventually people are going to come through. They're going to come out of the ether and they're going to be like, okay, look, I'll help you. I'll help you get legit. Look, this is how you do it. We have secret keys. We have secret formulas. We have secret doctors, we have minders, nurses, just people that kind of know what's up, but they don't necessarily come to you for no reason. They sometimes come as a surprise, or you might come across a person on your path accidentally. Look, 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 I got you. I see what you got going on. Just relax, and I'll try to fix this for you. We have to grow up. We have to grow out of all of this like sneaky behavior, trying to make money off somebody, trying to make a purpose where there's no purpose, trying to be somebody that we're not. Now, this is really hard yards. I've been watching reels. I've been watching these TikTok reels. For the first time in my life, I've had a marathon of these things this month around, and I've noticed so much fear going on, you guys, and that like fearfulness really like it gets to me, and I usually wouldn't, but I also have kind of had this sort of like little plan. What if I just become a TikToker? Oh, I'm sorry, or a blogger. Never mind. That's a bad choice of words. We had all of that already happen. Most people that are going through these phases of trying to appease to other people and trying to entice through making things up and wording things in a way that they shouldn't be worded. All of this crazy TikTok stuff, blogger stuff, hey, I want to be a celebrity for a day. Look at me with a face full of makeup. Do I look hot to you? All of this basically starts to erode the soul. And then we got to ask ourselves, why don't I have any money? Or like, why don't I have any people? Why don't I have maybe like the husband or the wife that I want to see next to me? Why don't I do that well at my job? Why do I not get that part? Why do I not get it? Because we are coming to the global MC, um, because you are not fully yourself. Maybe because you're frustrating to other people, or you're self-frustrating. So all of these frivolous cultures of like lying, putting on cosmetics, trying to be somebody that one is not, like doing all that like psyche stuff, like debilitating other people's worlds through trying to make um, yourself somebody else, pushing in line, pushing ahead of another person, making something like this, like Boxing Day, say, making something happen that should never happen, pushing forward, like, like I'm the best, like all of this kind of stuff is definitely going to happen this year around. If you were thinking, when is it going to be? Like, I want to watch a real fight, like a Boxing Day fight, where these mamas, are like fighting over, I don't know, like baby blankets or something like that at Walmart. I want to see it when they're like fighting over scented candles. That's probably going to be the year where it's going to be the most extreme. So maybe some things are going to get very grotesque and out of hand. Also in politics, not so funny when it's politics. Maybe in politics, it's also going to go to a certain type of extremes, or it's going to have extended action. So things are just going to like happen over and 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 over. And I already said that before in a previous moon video, full moon video. Things are going to extend. Like you did it once, you think it's funny, like do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. It's like extended karma reels. And yeah, so I also get like quite a lot of us, we don't necessarily have the faith. And here is also like a feeling like standing there, as I said before, like I created this metaphor of like sitting there with your bag and your iPad or whatever you got there, and like your purse or whatever, and just looking at life. You're like a traveler, like the wounded healer, Chiron North Node. You're like an expert, you're a guide also to many other people, probably, very likely. Even if you think of yourself as very small, never mattered. So like we're all kind of guiding each other. We're all guiding each other home. Isn't that beautiful? So like that's the thing. It's like we all basically trying to clean each other up, clean up the path so we can actually go. Yeah, it's like now you get it. I want to help other people so I could just go, So never mind. Faith, claiming your space inside, being strong on your feet, having a strong and beautiful body, being kind of mean and lean, and maybe different to anybody else that you've ever known, and recognizing that there is no other thought, only that which comes into your head. So becoming kind of automated. In certain ways, you can think about it as being pure brawn. In certain ways, you can imagine it being body logic based. Meaning it's not about like, wow, all these concepts online, did you see? You could make money from this app. Wow, did you see that girl? She's so hot. Oh my God. So like not scattering your light, and then eventually, inevitably, starting to do the same as you always would have done. Now, that's something that I know people don't like these days. They're like, no, I don't want to be this, I want to be that. I want to be that. And this is where people get themselves really, really tied up in some really crazy stuff, and they don't need it. It's just that we know that we don't need a lot to survive and succeed on this plane. We never had to have like this house or this marriage or this. We never had to, be supported by father figure or mother figure. We don't actually need a lot of that, which we've got. A lot of it is kind of like rubbish, and it's probably just like flying around, like flying around like a tornado in the room. Tornado. And you just need yourself now to basically come to a nice, simple beginning. Because, yeah, I know it's not the end of the year, although a lot of people are psychologically hooked up. This is the end. This is the end. In the beginning, this is the end. It's not. It's not. I will talk about this in the solstice video, of course. In the end, it's more about having you together and feeling good, feeling fine. And it could be very simple things like, for example, I'm the kind of person that likes their socks clean. I got my clean undies, my clean socks, and I feel good. Okay. I'm the kind of person that has to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Sure, fine. Okay. Or a cup of tea. Okay, fine. I'm the kind of person that needs to be chatty sometimes. Okay, that's fine. It comes from my Italian background, for example, for somebody. Or I'm the person that likes it neat. You know, we're all kind of there. We all sort of like in these split personalities modes. If you spend a lot of time online or in the media, any kind of media involvement or gaming or anything, you probably are like very much in a sense like me, split into many centers of connection with other people because everything is speaking different languages. Everybody is like so well versed on how to speak to different people. It's a very, very socialite time also with this cusp, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pluto, and people are thinking so much of like, what is the worst thing to do in public? What is the best thing? Like all of this stuff. So eventually, basically, this comes down like an inflammation, comes down, and we've got to be very clear. And now, like, the boring part comes. Sorry. Okay, we got to be very clear, and yes, to a degree, we have to make it very still. We have a beautiful trine between Sun, Jupiter, and Lilith there at the end of the month. We have to be very, very conscious, like all in Earth signs, how to give it a shot and not miss. And that's where you see the professional. Like they just go out, it's like the crowd goes silent. It's like the Olympics. And that person walks out and then they do it, and you're like, wow. And then that's it. It's like you can hear a pin drop. Now that's the end of the month, and that's the next month of January. Leave it to the experts. Some things cannot be done unless you have yourself whole. So all of this dribble, all of this saliva. Oh, I want that girl. I want that girl. I want that bag. I want that cat. I want that dog. I don't know. I want all this dribble. Eventually starts to get really like rock hard results. And certain people, like we're talking specialty, specializing, yeah? They're specializing at bullshit. And not just this, they have specialized at being nobody or nothing because they're stuck between 4 or 5 or 8 different tribes trying to please everybody, trying to make a good impression on everybody, trying to be a rock solid impression, legacy. So 2024, legacy year. Legacy. I'm going to talk a lot about this. Okay, I will do a whole series of videos soon. Okay, so the legacy year. Okay, that's going to come. Okay, so things have come to an end. Yeah, also. And a lot of us really now know a certain level of sincerity, peace, calm and quiet, or a certain retention that we need, or a certain recognition that we need, a certain state of reality that we need to upkeep, or a certain feeling that we need to have to make things count. So like when you look at a very good, I don't know, sports person, pool player, I know, violinist, actor, anybody, you see like there is this like sleek energy that comes through them. It's like, whew, and they just like become, and then the moment becomes them, and anything else fades out, and all you see is the stage, or all you see is this amazing sports person shooting for that hoop and getting it every single time like a three-pointer. But you see, like that's not necessary for now, to imagine. We won't know that. And a lot of us people, anybody, even like if you work as a baker, if you work as a shopping assistant, if you don't know who you are, if you're still at university, if you don't do anything at all, sitting there on the couch watching videos, it's not a bad feeling. We all have that So this Mars also like, yeah, Psyche, Mars crossing the MC also, and Mercury dancing about there, okay. The Sun crossing the MC, okay, right. We've all got that feeling when you know it. If you're really good with a paintbrush, if you're really good with, I don't know, like dentistry, I don't know what you do. If you're really, really good at massage, if you're really, really good at it, something takes over. Like there is a quantic moment. These are likely. These are likely. If you're really good at chatting up girls at a bar, that's also likely. If you're really good at stealing, that's also likely. If you're really, really good at knowing stuff, that's going to happen. Anything you are super good at is going to just start to be like, whew, it's like the time is gone. The moments are going to get plush. These are dragon moments. So they're going to come and they're going to lead you in circles and lead you in a cycle, and you have to really look at that now. Look at the face of who you are. So when you come face to face with a certain masterful aspect of who you are, you have to forget it and receive, because it's almost like a tantric moment, when you are very, very amazing at something, or you are really, really connected, or you're really, really like feeling it, or if you are on the other side a spectator of somebody doing a really amazing thing. So it's like, wow, it's like breathless, like how did that happen to me? Like what is this? It's like being in the face of a miracle, or using your time in a way to connect the dots and create new ideas, implant ideas, sure, for sure. If you have it in you, if you have this like stopping of time moment and everything's like Matrix, with the guy like this, and the bullets going past him, that's the kind of moment I'm telling you about. These moments are for real. When time stood still, there has to be a chance maybe of recognition. We're all going to be slightly touched by God during these months coming. Being touched by God. I'm not giving you too much information here, but I'm still going to go there. Okay, when you realize you are staring at eternity, it's not just eternity, a sequence, a very significant moment, a real truth. Here's a real truth, okay? And then eventually all else fades away. So thank you very much, enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you'd like, yes, you can purchase my paintings. They are 2.5 meters long, they're made on plywood. You can get a portrait from me as well, which is a little bit more interesting, right? Or you can ask for me to paint you something if you want. I also, I don't know why I said it like that. I also have, yes, dude. Yeah, I have a website and I also have a book. I have made the book of all books for 2024. I'm not kidding. No, it's not that bad. It's just like a curious book. It's a cool book, and the illustrations are not mine, but all the writing is mine. And yes, I hope that you have a wonderful end of the year, potentially, if that is how you think about this time. And if you aren't having an end of the year, cool. Neither am I. We'll talk about this later. So thank you very much. Everything is in the caption section below, and I'll see you. Bye.